that Nigeria and most African countries are still the property, because the British Empire encapsulates these colonies and we still belong to them. And I said to her, what did you say in response to that? She said that that the woman is almost dying. That she responded to her, the woman died. They will not come to arrest her. That she not to leave the woman alone. But we laughed about it. But
she didn't want to kill somebody by the word of mouth.
She didn't want to kill somebody. But we laughed about it, right? But I sat down and I thought about it. She's right. Funny enough, that British woman, as delusional as she is right. Mayego, did we really fight for our freedom? Let us tell ourselves the truth. Did we really battle the West or the Europeans for our own country?
No, we didn't.
Nigeria did not fight for the country. We didn't fight. Exactly. So when they say what they say, they know what they're talking about. Because when you fight for your country, when you fight for it and you fight for it in a way that you take it away from them, and they know that they have no claims to you, you will move differently. You see, as Nigerians, we're not moving differently. We're moving exactly the way they want us to move.
Yes.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand. When you say things like, France is the one, funding those terrorists, I believe you me, they are the ones funding those terrorists. Those areas that you have resource-rich communities where you have terrorists that have taken over, listen, the terrorists are not doing anything with those resources. There's somebody that is taking those resources.
Yes, no.
Therefore, it is only easy for you to put two and two together, is that they are being funded by whatever entity those resources are being beneficial to, okay? And they are not Nigerians. They are foreign, whether it's China, whether it's America, whether it is France,
Saudi Arabia, UAE, and the rest
Saudi
of them,
Arabia,
all
whatever,
investors
exactly.
in this whole...
all those investors, they are the ones funding those terrorists. So nobody should come on Maygo's platform and say, oh, Macron, they are not the ones funding. They are the ones. They are the ones that funded those terrorists. They are the ones that ensured that those terrorists became a nuisance. And if you remember at the beginning of when Niger was fighting this battle with France, they said that every time they moved to end those terrorists, there was always order from above that somehow they will not let them finish these people off, which was to the frustration of the Nigerian army,
yes.
Which is why they did what they did.
That's why they overthrew the Bazoum.
That's why that's true, right? Exactly, because that government, they knew exactly where their problem is coming from, and it was from the puppet master and the puppets that put it there, and won't allow them to do the thing they're meant to do. No. Nobody is the fact that Niger has grown its GDP by 10% is underreported. Nobody is saying that the country is on the...
Yeah, they still continue to wage a media war against them to make them look so bad. Unfortunately, the reality in their country is different to what the outside media is saying about them.
To what the West and the media is saying about them. Yeah. Their country is on the right trajectory. Take, for example, Argentina and Malay, right? That country is also on the right trajectory, but guess what? The West will never let you know. No. Because they want this propaganda of, African countries that
are their own choosing puppets, right? Then definitely
they're not their own choosing puppets.
Project evil hand for it's unfortunate.
And I think a lot of us need to start understanding that the agenda of the West towards Africa is a racist agenda. They continue to sell that belief that Africans and Black people cannot manage their resources, cannot manage their spaces, so they need the so-called messiahs to come and step in and help us. But they're not helping us, they're only killing us. Yeah. So people need to start understanding what the trick is, what the plan is. The plan has never been to make anyone, prosperous. No. The plan has always been for us to be where we are.
Making us prosperous. This
they would have done it a long time ago.
West African countries should probably be like so developed than even the English-speaking West African countries. But the story is the same.
But this is the story that we have. I know that we've run out of time. There's a lot I wanted to touch on, but I guess other people are going to call in.
Sometimes you wouldn't know that you've actually been speaking for over 12 minutes. It's been a while. Well, it's such a pleasure hearing from you. Okay, we will always continue from where we stop. All right.
All right, Michael. Thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of the evening. Okay. So I have one more caller. He's been trying to get through this while. That's Adiola. Are you there?
Quick one. I know we'll talk too much. I will probably just give a follow-up to what Cham said.
It's go.
It's just a very quick one. When she mentioned about the conversation with the white lady saying that he's still like the UK's prime property, and if you look at it critically, if they call you a property, it means that anyone residing in that territory is marked as a chattel. So a chattel is a property you have no rights, you have no inalienable rights to be human. You're a chattel. You're just a common good that they can trade here and there. So that is just the interpretation of what she has said. That the white woman, and she's
really, we are not citizens. We are subjects.
No, you can't. See, you are not subjects. See, my goal is lower than
just now.
It's a chattel. It's worse. You're a property, because if someone says he owns a territory, that means everything in that territory, plus the resources and human beings that work on that land thereon, they are chattel. And chattel has no inalienable rights. Nothing. You have no rights. You are just a slave. You are something that can be used and be disposed of. And if they hold that view, if someone still holds that view dearly, then there's a problem, my God. And for me, there are probably like 3 or 4 steps in trying to restore dignity. First of all, demolish the 1999 Constitution. Second thing, abolish that name Nigeria. Third, cancel Independence Day, because there's nothing like Independence Day, because no one can tell you they gave you independence. That is your right. You did not go begging. You were not in the ports of Liverpool begging them for resources or anything. So they are the ones that are dependent. So those are the 3 order: cancel national constitution, restore back the one that was amended in 1962, destroy that in Nigeria, and cancel independence. That would restore your thinking. You start thinking clearly as a human being, that we're not chattels. We are human beings. We have a territory and we have identity. About good night, sir. God bless you, sir.
That is Adeola. Also, here is the Prince Adebayo from Sweden.
My king.
The Prince.
I didn't even know that. I heard you were saying the last caller. Let me just try.
Yeah, then it did me a very good favor by kind of like shortening what he had to say without us having to extend it. So that gave room for an extra, and that's you. How are you, Baba?
Thank you. I'm fine, my king. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Baba. It's really good to hear from you. Okay, please.
Yes, it's really good to hear your voice this New Year.
Thank you.
Anytime that this lady, what's her name? Cham. Anytime she talks, it's just like I don't have anything to say again, because she says it all. When she was just spitting her mind, it was just she was just like she was reading my mind. Baba, we need a small section of your program to be hammering on the racism that is going on in Europe and how our African leaders are not getting it. You see, every day their politics is about how to deprive immigrants of their rights. Every day, like here in Sweden, every day their immigration minister was always coming up with one thing or the other to make life hard for immigrants. Now, students who are going to school here, they can't even get jobs because they've stopped up the cleaning jobs, all the dishwashing jobs. They've increased the minimum wage to the extent that they cannot even get those jobs to support themselves. How can somebody use Naira?
They have to hence also amount of money or go back to their countries.
Yes, exactly. How can somebody use Naira to come and school in Europe? And then after schooling, you go back to work in Nigeria, where you have not recouped. You use Naira, you're exchanging Naira to Euro and pounds to study. Whereas you don't have hope.
Tens of millions of Naira now.
Tens of millions. They're making life hard, and they don't want you to stay so that you not increase the number of immigrants, so that the votes will be less, so that they'll be using their racist votes to be winning elections. All the policies is against, and whereas These people, all of them, all the raw materials that they're using for their production in Europe. Africa cannot produce because it's their hidden law that they must not let Africa be industrious. So all the raw materials, they're getting it for cheap from Africa to Europe and this other country, all their allies. That is why they are manufacturing. That's why they have electricity. They have industries. If all these leaders in Africa have sense, if they have sense and be doing policies also that can make these people stop punishing foreigners, Africans will be coming here to study, but they don't have hope to work because every day the politicians are stiffening the laws. It's not only Nigeria that the problem.
I mean, this is it. When we talk more about this and bring it to bear like this, okay, we do not know who is listening, and then what they are capable of doing. Or again,
yes,
we will not cry in front of those that will not beg us, because at the end of the day, the whole thing rolls back to the criminals who are like their puppets in our country where we come from. Okay, if not that we have a criminal puppets back in where we come from, this conversation shouldn't even be happening. Okay,
it will not be happening.
The continent with the mineral resources that is feeding their industry is not industrialized. So we should blame them or the criminals in charge of that place. Okay, we have had those who have told us again that when all of us in the diaspora, whenever we are tired, we will go back and face those monsters that are holding us down in our different countries. And I think probably we are almost at that stage now. Prince,
to that stage.
Thank you so much for calling in. Okay, let me take this one more. And I think I have an idea of what Princess is coming in to add. Princess.
Hello, Michael. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, ma'am. I'm very well. Oh, Happy New Year.
Yeah. I wish you the same, Baba.
Great. Quick one.
I was telling, we had this conversation sometimes ago, and we were like, I was like, freedom is not given. Like Shan said tonight, it is not. If you don't fight for something, you don't just get it. Freedom is not given, it is taken. The Bible even said it, the kingdom of God suffered violence, and violence taken it by force.
That's right.
Mayegu, there was the Yoruba country. There is a book. I typed this in the comment section tonight. There was the Yoruba country, and somebody wrote one Anna something. I can't really remember her surname. Wrote about the 17 years in Yoruba country. It was written in 1951. 33 years short of the Berlin Conference. It was written in 1851. 33 years short of the Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885. So we should let our people know they have history. We should let our people know their own history and don't allow Westerners to write their histories for them. If you have anybody in government now, and France is coming around, to caress them, they are not liberators. I have said it times without number. The only independent country in Africa as we speak at the moment is Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. We are dealing with puppets that are owned by puppeteers, and that is what is going on right now. So people should read, know what is right. Ronukus will not see anything about it. Majority of Ronukus are Gen Z and some foolish adults in there that know the right thing to say, but they won't say it. Majority but you see, Yoruba country, I'm a Yoruba country has been there. We had a civilization. It was from the western part of Nigeria before they merged us with Nigeria. It was from the western part of Nigeria all the way to Dahomey. You cannot tell me my
Berlin conference. They have put a saw into that, and then now, they match strange people together, people of different culture, language, background, tradition, and the rest of that, and they want us to actually form a country.
My even when they were building their building of Babel, what was the only thing God used in separating them, in destroying them? When they were building that building, they said in the Bible they were building towards heaven. No be language. And we sit down here, they rose, made them they play one Nigeria. Oju yan bo, awon yan la, emi yan fe bo.
Thank you so much, Princess. Thank you very much for stopping by. Our time is now fast spent, and I appreciate everyone's contribution, okay? It's an interesting evening. And to those who joined us maybe late, don't worry. You can rewind this and watch it again. And also, you can also look forward to the parts of this broadcast when it is premiered tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for your time. Please, so those of you who haven't really paid your own offering, your offering is to like this broadcast, like it and share it. I am going to see you again tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully. And if I don't, then I'll see you tomorrow evening. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the evening. And from this part, we're saying good night. Odaro.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun Diary Politico. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gba rìbá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lérí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé.